Hi everybody. We haven't seen each other in a while, and so I thought it might be fun to finish up the book that we were reading in class, Mercy Watson, Princess in Disguise. And we had already read some of the book, but Mercy had gone trick-or-treating with Mr. and Mrs. Watson over to the Lincoln sisters' house, and of course she had created a big ruckus. And we left off just as Mercy was chasing the cat out the door, and everybody is racing after them. And there they go. Mercy is chasing General Washington, the cat. Chapter 11. Stella and Frank are brother and sister. Frank and Stella live at 50 Decawoo Drive. Look at that, said Stella. What is it? Asked Frank. It's a Halloween parade, said Stella. Stand back, said Frank. It looks dangerous. Wait for me, shouted Stella. I want to be in the parade too. Stella, shouted Frank. Stella! Chapter 12. General Washington raced to the end of Decawoo Drive. He ran up the trunk of an old oak tree. Mercy stopped. Behind Mercy, Eugenia did not stop. Eugenia bumped into Mercy. Baby bumped into Eugenia. Mr. Watson bumped into Baby. Mrs. Watson bumped into Mr. Watson. Stella bumped into Mrs. Watson. And Frank bumped into Stella. Mercy looked up at General Washington. She sighed. Oh, she sat down. The chase was over. Mercy was very hot. She was very tired. Her tiara was pinching her ears. Her pink dress felt terribly snug. And even porcine princesses cannot climb trees. Well, said Stella, I guess the parade is over. Nothing is over, Eugenia Lincoln shouted. She stared up into the branches of the tree. General Washington, said Eugenia, come down here immediately. Meow, said General Washington. General Washington, said Eugenia, I will not take no for an answer. Meow, said General Washington. Cats do not usually do what you ask them to do, said Stella. Nonsense, said Eugenia. General Washington always obeys orders. I think that cat is stuck, said Frank. Nonsense, said Eugenia. General Washington is far too intelligent to get stuck. Eugenia called General Washington again and again. But General Washington would not move. I think, said Mr. Watson, it might be a good time to call the fire department. Chapter 14. At the fire station, the phone rang. Ned took the call. How's that, said Ned. General Washington, said Ned, stuck up in a tree. Right, said Ned. We're on our way. That was a strange call, Ned said to Lorenzo. Apparently, a general is stuck in a tree. Said Lorenzo. What is the address? Somewhere on Decawoo Drive, said Ned. Decawoo Drive, said Lorenzo. That is where the pig lives. Oh boy, said Ned, we'd better hurry. Chapter 15. When Ned and Lorenzo got to Decawoo Drive, they saw a large oak tree. Underneath the oak tree was a pig in a pink dress with a tiara on her head. It is just as I suspected, said Lorenzo. There is that pig. Yes, said Ned, but where is General Washington? Thank goodness you are here, said Baby Lincoln. What took you so long, said Eugenia Lincoln. Is that General Washington? said Ned. He pointed to the gray cat high in the oak tree. Of course it is, said Eugenia. Meow, said General Washington. Lorenzo got a ladder from the truck. He leaned the ladder against the tree. He climbed up the ladder. He reached out and grabbed hold of General Washington. He climbed down the ladder. He put General Washington into Eugenia's arms. Hooray! Everyone cheered. You can always count on the fire department, said Mr. Watson. That is what I say. Oh, said Mrs. Watson, we should celebrate. We should have a party. Mercy pricked up her ears. Parties, in Mercy's experience, almost always involved toast. Chapter 16. Everyone was in the Wilsons' kitchen. Everyone was gathered around the Wilsons' table. Have you ever had the toast here before? Lorenzo asked Stella. No, said Stella. You are in for a treat, said Ned. The toast here is excellent. Eating food at a stranger's house is potentially dangerous, said Frank. But we are not strangers, said Mrs. Watson. We are your neighbors. Meow, said General Washington. Bah, said Eugenia Lincoln. Who needs neighbors? Oh, sister, said Baby. Here, have a butter barrel. My darling, my dear, my porcine princess, said Mr. Watson. Aren't you glad you put on the pink dress? Mercy put her snout up in the air. She sniffed. Bread was toasting. Butter was melting. The pink dress was terribly snug, but it was worth it. Oink, said Mercy. Happy Halloween, my darling, said Mr. Watson. Happy Halloween, everyone. And that is the end of that. Let me show you the last page. I forgot. And there she is, getting her toast. That end. I hope you liked the ending of the story. I did. And I have another one to read to you that I'll put up also as soon as I finish it. And Lucy and I are going to say goodbye for now. I miss you.